Good blessed Saturday morning, June the 24th, 2023. It's about 8:44 a.m. I greet all human beings all around the world with the universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. Doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor your religious beliefs may be. Doesn't matter whether you're the richest to the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't matter whether you the proclaimed toughest or the proclaimed weakest person on the face of this earth. Doesn't matter if you my family, friends, nor my proclaimed enemies. It doesn't matter whether you like anything I say or do, anything I put on social internet. You got constitutional rights. That's your prerogative, just like it's my prerogative to video anything in the public, anything that I see that's worthy of telling the community, especially when the community don't get it from other sources. But today what I want to focus on is Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County Sheriff Department. I just want to show you some of the corruption, some of the people that they hold as heroes. I'm going to give you a couple of clippings. The first one would be, I believe, March the 17th of 2017. How you doing? Blessed by the best. Happy belated Mother's Day to you. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. But I want to show you about a captain by the name of Captain Barry Morgan. A captain that went down to Wyatt, Missouri with his then sheriff of the Mississippi County. All right now. And also with some more deputies. They went down to the Mississippi County, Wyatt, Missouri, to serve a search warrant on a suspected drug dealer. When they got there, they had a hero. I call him a hero. Me and some of the black and white people in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County call him a hero. Even the governor of the state of Missouri came down here and honored him. He went in there first. He was on the front line. The deputy, not Barry Morgan. I'm going to tell you what Barry Morgan did. I think he must have ran track in school. Soon when this deputy went in there, his fellow deputy went in there, and the individual that served the warrant on him shot the deputy in the knee. Barry Morgan and the rest of his crew from the Mississippi County Detention Center here in Charleston, Missouri, they left him. They ran. You hear me? They ran. They didn't shoot back. But then I'm going to show you another one where October, of 2000, I believe, in 21, Barry Morgan was chasing after an individual from Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County that stole I guess a suspect who stole one of the Mississippi County Sheriff Department's trucks. And Barry Morgan, now this same one that ran when a man shot his fellow deputy, ran and left him in there. He chasing after this car into Illinois, and he's a gangster now. He get the shooting at the truck. The Illinois State Police, who supersedes the Sheriff Department, arrested him for official misconduct and battery. The battery was stemming from beating up a prisoner that he had. But yet, I'm showing you how Brenton Farrell runs the Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County Sheriff Department. We seen in December the 7th, 2022 at 603 Lee Street here in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, when a sheriff deputy, Nicholas Pratt, came and did his job to make sure it was a peaceful and lawful communication with a landlord in his tenant. Leslie being the landlord, a 30-year-old black female single mother that been misused and abused by a lot of these brothers here in Charleston, Missouri. When I say a lot, if the shoe fit, wear it. She got 2 children, young children, one barely 10, the other one barely 5. But yet, Officer Nicholas Pratt told Lester Gillespie, you committing a crime, because he was bursting his way into this house while the female was still living in there. But Brent Farrow wouldn't have his deputy, let his deputy press charges on this man. So the man left in New Madrid County Sheriff Department or Police Department. But I'm just showing you the corruption in the Charleston, Missouri Police Department with the chief of police. I ain't talking about his police officers. You got some of them that are. I'm talking about the chief of police and those who faithfully follow his corruption. Everybody don't. Those that's following up of the Brent and Farrow corruption. But y'all take a look at this here and tell me, how is Captain Barry Morgan still on the force? Brenton Farrow went to court with him in Vienna, Illinois, Johnson County, used his clout as a sheriff and a Republican in a rich, a wealthy family, and contacted the people in Pulaski County, the legal people in Pulaski County, and they persuaded the special prosecutor that was prosecuting Barry Morgan on the official misconduct in the battery, let him plead guilty to just a plain battery and threw out the official misconduct. At all times, Brent Farrow still let him work there, but yet his chief jailer and the chief jailer wife, who was a nurse that worked it for Brent Farrow, got arrested for credit fraud. And they was fired. They ain't back. You know why they ain't back? Because they struggling like people like me out here struggling. But Barry Morgan is out here a coward. You see what I'm saying? That would chase after a truck and shoot at them and then be out here in the black community like he a gangster. But when he was in Wyatt, when that white man shot his fellow deputy, he ran. He's a coward. A coward with a gun and a badge. Brent Farrow ought to be ashamed of himself allowing that man to go there. I go down to the Charleston, Missouri Police Department sometime to try to file my reports or get a report. Duke, guess who be sitting in there with the clerk at the Charleston, Missouri Police Department? Not the Sheriff Department, they separate entities. Barry Morgan sitting right in the office with the clerk. You know why? Because it's his girlfriend. What that tell y'all? I can't too much trust what go on in the police department. Now, some police I trust. But anybody connected with Barry Morgan, I can't. But let me show y'all these things. Peace be still.
Details tonight in an officer-involved shooting in Mississippi County. We've been following this story when it first broke Friday morning. We have now learned that 36-year-old Jonathan Jones is the person accused of shooting a deputy in the leg. This happened at a home in Wyatt while deputies were serving a warrant for a narcotics investigation. Jones allegedly shot at the deputies, who then fired back. Jones was hit in the torso and is in critical but stable condition. We are also told that the deputy, whose name has not been released, is also stable tonight, both recovering at hospitals. A second person, 29-year-old Jessica Lanham, was also
in
arrested.
Southern Illinois against a Mississippi County, Missouri sheriff's deputy.
Mississippi County Sheriff Britton Farrell says he stands by his captain, Barry Morgan, who faces charges of battery and official misconduct.
Here's a look at video from last September that shows Sheriff Farrell with Captain Morgan standing to his left. According to Illinois State Police, the state appellate prosecutor's office out of Springfield filed the charges against Morgan. They come nearly 6 months after the arrest of a man who allegedly stole a sheriff's department truck and drove it from Charleston into Illinois before being stopped in Johnson County. All state police will say is that Morgan faces the 2 counts for actions relating to that man's arrest. Sheriff Farrell, meantime, tells me their internal investigation found Morgan did nothing wrong during that arrest. Farrell goes on to say that Morgan, quote, has served and is serving Mississippi County and our profession admirably. Farrell also says it's unfortunate investigators would rather charge a fellow officer than concentrate on the actual perpetrator.
You get everything you need, sir.
Is there anything else that you needed?
I'm not leaving my property until we go be together.
Is there anything else?
I don't even trust her with you.
Is there anything else that you?
Okay, why don't you trust her with me? First of all,
Hold on, wait, stop.
this is my house, sir.
You own the house, but you rent it, sir.
Stop it.
Listen to me, man. Fred.
Yeah.
Okay, go on and do what you're gonna
I'm
do.
going to do what I'm doing. I'm taking a report.
Yeah, and I'm gonna call Farrah. I can call Brett.
Don't do that to him, because he ain't even done nothing.
No,
This is what you're doing. You getting
I
on
opened
to
that door 'cause he was
everybody.
in the way.
But you getting
She
on
was
to
standing behind us.
everybody.
No,
You committed an assault.
You getting on to
And a
everybody.
burglary because you can't go into your house
You're
if you've
get-
rented it to somebody.
Let me tell you what happened, sir.
Uh-huh. You barged into the door. I seen it.
The door was open.
Y'all stop.
The door was
Yeah, the door
closed.
was open, but she was
And she was
standing
standing
behind
right
it.
there.
And you pushed it open.
And I asked her, we coming in.
Pushed it
You
open.
said she was a
Now we
sheriff.
can do this. You can leave or you can go to jail with me. How about that?
Sir, listen to me, man.
Okay.
I'm here in front of the Mississippi County Detention Center here in Charles, Missouri, which is on the corner of Franklin Street and Commercial. This is the Mississippi County Detention Center, the same one that Brent Farrell is the sheriff, the same one where Barry Morgan was allowed to commit a crime in Illinois. And Brent Farrell, you will hear him saying he don't respect what the Illinois State Police, which the state police supersedes the sheriff, just like the sheriff supersedes the police, the local police. But you will hear the sheriff says that the Illinois State Police, in so many words, should be going out there trying to get some criminals instead of trying to arrest his law enforcement officials. So, in other words, when his law enforcement official break the law, the Illinois State Police, the FBI, the Department of Justice should leave the detention, the Mississippi County Detention Center up under Brent Farrell, leave his people alone no matter what they do. Now let me show you how Brent Farrell protects some criminals. We seen what Barry Morgan done was a criminal act, not because I said it, because Illinois State Police Criminal Division investigated what he did. You see what I'm saying? When he shot at this truck that fled from this place to Illinois, you see what I'm saying? He probably would have got away with it here in Missouri because they got the judges, most of the judges, the prosecuting attorneys, the court system, they got them in their pocket. But here it is, he protected Barry Morgan, a man that fled from one of his own fellow deputies who got shot, who went in first. Then he also Brent Farrell went against one of his own deputies, Nicholas Pratt, when he wanted to arrest Lester Gillespie for a crime he committed on tape, on video, on December the 7th, 2022 at 603 South Lee Street at one of his apartments. Burglary and assault. But Brent Farrell did nothing about it. But yet, he gonna fire his chief jailer and his chief jailer wife, his wife was a nurse here when they got caught up with credit card fraud. What's the difference in credit card fraud in a deputy, a captain who should know better, shooting at a truck? This ain't the only thing Barry Morgan did. I got tapes where he tased a white guy in East Prairie. Then when he turned the camera off, you heard him say that before he turned the camera off, saying that he'll take the guy in custody from East Prairie to the jail. When the guy get to jail, by the time he got to the jail, he was all bruised up. But see, they covered that up like they cover up a lot of other stuff. I just want y'all to see what's going on in Mississippi County. Y'all better vote somebody else in as sheriff. From what I hear, Barry Morgan, out of all people, have the audacity, supposed to be trying to run for sheriff. I guess Brent Farrell got enough money. Peace be still.